What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wave of the World podcast. My podcast serves as entertainment as well as worldly insight to the lives of everyday people creating their own narratives. We discuss various topics ranging from current news to personal one-on-one interviews with some friends that I find very interesting. Everybody has a story, and I'm ready to hear yours. As usual, I'm your host, Jacob Bodega, and with me today, I have the CEO of 318 Collections, the published author, and probably I don't even have to guess that she's one of the best mothers that I've ever met, Miss Teashea White. You exuded this personality of how you carried yourself, and I have no doubt that your daughter is going to be probably a mirror image of you.
Thank you. That is so sweet.
So first of all, how are you doing today?
Today's a good day. Today's a really every day is a good day. Even when it's not a good day, I have to tell myself it's a good day and I make it a good day.
Right. You have to wake up with that mentality of just being grateful. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So, we're already obviously comfortable with each other. How about you describe yourself to everybody in the audience who is unfamiliar with you?
A very loving, kind. Would you say kind, Jacob? A
I'd
little
say
feisty
kind.
at times. I think overall, very loving, very kind, friendly, inspirational, woman who loves life, and I love living, and I love teaching, and I love motherhood,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the Lord. I love the Lord. I love the Lord. I love family.
Good. What So growing up, what was your family household like, if you could describe it to somebody?
Okay. Well, a single parent household. My mom raised my sister and I, and it was just a lot of love in our house. Oh, geez, I'm getting all sensitive and emotional today because my mom is like my rock. My mom
Mm-hmm.
is the rock of the family, definitely. I've watched her sacrifice, I've watched her struggle, I've watched her prosper, I've watched everything with my mom
Mm-hmm.
raising us, and she is inspiration to me. She is more motivation, like even till today. Like I can look at my mom's face and I'm like, oh my gosh, you just motivated me so much more today.
Mm-hmm. So, are you the elder of Are you the younger one?
No, so I have a sister who's 38,
Okay.
and then there's me, and I have a 20-year-old brother and a 17-year-old brother. So yeah, she done that.
Okay. So your mom, did she raise all four of you?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. So it's kind of like me and my sister got to help raise our little brothers. So they were our children before we had children. My
Okay.
sister doesn't biologically have children. She adopted
Mm-hmm.
in our family, well, within our family. And I, like you said, well, my baby will be 3 in December of this year.
Do you feel that you growing up with your two younger brothers kind of like prepared you for being a mother that you are now?
Yes, I can definitely say that. It was just so much love to give. And at one point, being so invested in their lives, I was like, how can I ever love somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
How can I have a child and love my child the same? But shoot, does that change? You're carrying that baby. Does that
Right.
change? Because that's where all your love goes, and you pour that love into your child. It's just like watering a beautiful plant
Mm-hmm.
with love.
I tried to tell y'all. I can tell she's a good mom. So now I want to switch to what you do as a job slash profession. I know you're an entrepreneur, but I'd rather you tell your story because I feel like you tell it a little bit better.
Okay. So I have a clothing boutique called 318 Collection. And how this kind of originated, when I was a child, I used to have visions of 3:18. Every time I look at the clock, it's 3:18. Every time I like go to read something, it's 3:18. I don't know. I used to always see 3:18. And I just always had a passion for fashion, a thing for fashion. And I was like, when I'm older, I'm going to do this. I am going to do that. We all tell ourselves that when we're children. But it was a matter of one day working my 9 to 5, a server at a restaurant. I was like this is cool, and it gets you through the day, it gets the bills paid, but I think it's really time to start what I really, really want to do. Something that I've had visions of doing since I was a kid. Now is the time, because we often put things to the back burner and we don't really go for our dreams or fulfill our goals. And I went on and I started 318 collection. Through my launch party, started, had a good run. And then I had a car accident.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you were familiar with that car accident, Jacob, that happened.
No, I'm not. Please
But
inform
right
me.
after, okay, so right after I left the restaurant, um, started my business, I had a very, very bad car accident. 2017. I couldn't walk for almost a year. The bone came out of my leg.
Oh, wow.
It was a sticky situation, but so I wasn't really able to, really pour into that the way that I wanted to. So it kind of was just sitting around. The business was just sitting around. Everything was just sitting. It was at a standstill until I could figure out, what am I going to do? I can't even really walk. I can't even get my thoughts straight, because when I do think, I'm thinking about healing and other things. But I recently relaunched. I believe it was last month actually.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. And another thing I've always told myself that I wanted to do was write books, was write children's books. And that's what I've been doing lately, writing books and creating journals and notebooks and all of those wonderful things.
Right, which I'm going to pull up right now. I was actually looking at it before we started. If you go on, it's on Amazon, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The number 3 space, the word 18 and collection.
Look at that. It's the second one to pop up.
And then you just type on my, click on my name and
Gotcha.
bam, and follow me.
Right. So you've got a composition notebook. You've got a goals book. You've got your
Yeah.
318 notebook.
Yeah, I got a couple of things. Got my first children's book that will be out this year. Gonna pop up on there if you click on the following notification there.
So, can you speak a little bit on the children's book without giving too much of it away?
Okay, well, I think this one kind of would just kind of give it away, this first, but it's hand washing. It's about hand washing. We often do not wash our hands properly. I see so many adults still to this day go in and probably like rinse some water and do this under the faucet and call it a day. But anyway, I'm just going through with children how to properly wash their hands. And my main character is, but of course, dun, da, 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 Snow White, my daughter.
Right. That's very cool. The whole hand washing thing, I think, is the reason that this COVID thing is going on. So I got two stories for you today. The first one is in regards to the new variant, not the Delta that everybody is worried about, but the Lambda. So as coronavirus pandemic continues, researchers have found an infection caused by Lambda variant. It has been found in the United States, including Texas, where researchers found its first case. What are your thoughts on the whole COVID situation?
Yuck. Just the COVID situation, just yuck. Like, I've been wearing my mask and I really haven't been doing much. Like, I'm a homebody. I've always been a homebody. So it doesn't really bother me not to get out or to, be out with friends. I still, talk to them on the phone or I text them. But I just kind of want to, steer clear of it. I just don't. We've had scares. We've had scares in the family, and I am so thankful that they've always been negative.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, I just got a headache, and I can't stand. The first thing that I think about is, shit, I don't got COVID. From like a headache or something. I'm just, oh, I sneezed, I coughed. I used to do that to everybody else, but I'm just like, people still got allergies out here, common colds and stuff. But I'm
Do you?
still very, very careful. And I did not get vaccinated yet. Um, I don't feel like I've really done my research properly to make that decision just yet. I need to do a little bit more research, hear a little bit more, and then I will move forward with that decision.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so what are your thoughts on that?
I think there's a lot of stigma around the vaccination. One, because there's a risk with it, but there's also no reward with it. So
Mm,
someone can get the vaccination, but they can also still get COVID. So what's the incentive? You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think that's a big hindrance on why a lot of people haven't gotten the vaccine. I haven't gotten the vaccine just because I don't really trust something that shut the whole world down a year ago and a vaccine is already ready. I don't feel like science has come that far in the short time that we've been alive.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just my personal opinion, and I'm not going to push that on anybody. The same way I don't want people pushing a vaccine on me because nobody
Mm-hmm.
the when I was in college, nobody forced me to go to the dentist. I took care of my own teeth. Nobody told me to go to the doctor for, monthly checkups. Nobody forced me to get a flu vaccine. I haven't got a flu vaccine since 2016, and that was back when my mom was forcing me to do it. So, choosing to make your own decisions, I think that's just part of being an American, and I feel that there are certain people that will try to push their agenda onto you and make you feel bad for making your own decisions. But at the end of the day, none of us, or most of us in America, didn't have anything to do with the virus coming over here in the first place. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of media attention around it, and I think that it's heightened because everybody doesn't really have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, I seen a meme recently that said it's not COVID versus us, it's unvaccinated versus vaccinated people. Because I do see a lot of like going, head in head on the conversations on social media. I mean, I just have respect for everybody. Just wear a mask, whether you're vaccinated or whether you're not vaccinated. Just kind of wear a mask. And
Which
that's
I
all I really have to say about that.
I think that there's a it's not a how do you say it? It's not a law in most Asian communities, but over in China and in Japan, if people are generally sick, regardless if you have a cough or if you have a headache, most of them would wear masks anyways, just so they don't
Mm-hmm.
spread what they have.
Yep.
And I like that way of thinking a lot better than forcing a vaccination on people. And speaking about forcing a vaccination on people, this lady done gave 800
Oh,
8,600 people saline instead of COVID. And this is one of the reasons why I don't think people should be pushing and forcing a vaccine agenda. What are your thoughts?
oh man, that's a little like, whoa, what a, mix up. I'm trying to figure out how that happened. So were bottles labeled,
Every bottle has to be labeled.
mislabeled?
There's no there's no fluffing, and that's a lot of people. That's like a month's worth of people. It's not like this
Yeah,
was all in one day. That's a lot of people, especially for one nurse. So
yeah, definitely.
this nurse, for everybody listening only via podcast and can't see it on YouTube, Go to YouTube and type in Wave of the World podcast. You'll get to see everything that we see live on screen. But with this one particular news story, one nurse was so against the COVID-19 that she purposely injected a placebo to 8,600 patients that was saline solution, the stuff that you clean your contact lenses with.
Oh, but hold on. You said purposely. I did
Yep.
not know that it was intentional.
Right here.
That's why I'm wondering if they're mislabeled. But oh my gosh.
The nurse had been skeptical about vaccines on HR social media, and while the saline solution is not harmful, many of the fake vaccinated in Germany were elderly people who are at higher risk of catching the virus.
Oh, that's horrible. I mean, especially when you go thinking you're going to, go get vaccinated and then you find out that you're not vaccinated.
Right.
It's very
In addition
misleading.
to that, there was a Chinese man and his son who got arrested in Hawaii for having fake vaccination cards that they bought when they were in China. So
I've heard about a lot of people. Actually, I feel like I've heard that somewhere on the news today in the background, the news playing in the background about the fake cards going around. People paying for them.
Why? You don't. Well, I guess you pay in a sense. You pay for if you're underage and you want to drink, you pay for a fake license, but not a fake vac. Like nobody's paying for a fake vac. I mean, flu cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's horrible. I have heard about that though, and I don't know what to say about that. Like, are they trying to go out of the country or something, and they don't want to quarantine for like 14 days or whatever? Which I think they took the amount of days down now, and it's no longer 14.
Which I want to know the science behind the 14 days. Like, why? I don't know. Something just don't
14?
sit right with me.
Why 14? Why that number? Why 14? And then
like,
I heard, I feel like they're saying 7. I don't know. I haven't kept up with it. I just been kind of like living in a bubble.
Nobody in the public health field besides a couple of doctors that I have watched their interviews are talking about eating healthy or exercising or dieting or drinking water or getting a certain amount of sunlight throughout the day, like things like a normal human being would need to just be healthy in general. Haven't heard much of that talk going around.
Yeah. And I've been doing a lot of that lately. I've been juicing, but I cannot find myself consistent with my workouts like I used to be. I'm trying to get back to get that old thing back with my consistency with workouts, and I'm not there yet. I can go 2 days in a row, Jacob, and then the third day something pops up and I'm like, oh, I guess I won't be able to go to the gym today because I'm a morning person. And if I don't go in the morning, which I can still probably go in the evening or throughout the day, but I'm like, I missed my window.
Do you just not feel as productive whenever you're working out if you do decide to go later?
I think that could be it too. That could be it. I don't know, but that's something that I'm trying to fix. And that's something that I need to fix pretty quickly. That's something that I'm struggling with this week, actually.
Okay. So I'm gonna, since we're back onto you, I want to switch to what are you doing now in your business that separates you from everybody else, and in addition to that, where do you see your business going in 3 to 5 years?
In 3 to 5 years, I want to just speak many, many blessings and highly favor over my business and over myself from 3 to 5 years. But I definitely want to encourage people, not only women, but men are like body conscious too. I want us to be a little bit more comfortable in our bodies while we're building our new bodies, while we're working on our new bodies. And I felt that it was kind of hard for myself to, I don't know, at times I beat myself up about how I looked. I I don't know, like I'm working out and it's things aren't happening, fast enough, this, that, and the other. But I just feel like confidence. I want to encourage confidence on people. So through my
Mm,
business, I want to give people confidence. I hope
okay,
that they can find their confidence again.
gotcha. And where do you see it going in the next 3 to 5 years?
The next 3 to 5 years, I feel like I'll be in a good place with myself and in my business. 3 to 5 years, I feel like I would like to have at least one storefront in 3 to 5 years. I feel like I can actually do that. And with some of the proceeds from my business, I would like to start a nonprofit
Okay. Anything
eventually. I can
specific?
see that happening. I can see that happening. Like when you purchase a dress or a book from me, a percentage of the proceeds will go to a nonprofit that I would like to start. I can help the community. I want to see that.
Okay. Anything specific? Any specific nonprofit that you have in mind right
You
now,
know
or
what? I've thought about it and I've thought about it, and I kind of just, I'm only one person and I cannot help the whole world, but I can try or I can just start it because I thought I was like, oh my God, I would love to help people in this situation, help people in this situation. Oh, when a natural disaster happened, I would like to be able to help them in this situation.
mm,
And I've been trying to like narrow it down to what I can do. And I'm still thinking about that.
okay,
So before 3 to 5 years, I want to have that all worked out.
gotcha. And the storefront idea would be for your clothing boutique, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There's
And I'm
actually
thinking more like airport or something if I can pull that off.
okay.
One of those nice hotels downtown.
Do you want to stay, or do you want your business to mainly be in Tennessee, or do you see yourself moving elsewhere?
Mm, I honestly, I'm okay with, I just want one storefront and I do want that here in Tennessee.
Okay,
So no, I don't really see that, happening anywhere else but Tennessee.
gotcha. Very cool, very cool. So now I think this would be a good chance for the people to get to know you personally a little bit more. You've already been pretty personal up front. We're gonna switch to this next segment on the Wave of the World podcast, the music moment. This is where we give you 3 songs that we are currently listening to, that are currently in our rotation, and that we suggest you go listen to. Uh, as a good house guest, I will let my guest go first.
Okay. So Liquid Foes Caught Up is one of the songs that I really, really like and that I am listening to. And it reminds me a lot of myself. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
laughing because it's pretty funny to me because my best friend, he's the artist, and he actually wrote the song for me
Oh wow.
many years ago. So, like, he
Okay.
wrote it about, the song was about me. So I absolutely love it because I feel like he really told a story about me,
I'm definitely gonna go re-listen to
our
that.
relationship. Yeah,
And if you
friendship.
haven't watched the last episode, that was my last guess. So, but go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next artist that's in rotation is SoulFro. And he has a song called Best Friend. And the reason why I really like Best Friend is because, oh my gosh, it just gets me feeling like high school again. Like, loving your best friend and, finding love, little puppy love. It gets me thinking about things like that. And I'm single right now. So, it just does something to me. It makes me warm inside.
All right, go ahead.
And the third song is Megan the Stallion, Thot. It's a bad word So yeah. But
She meant to
anyway,
say thought shit. It's okay.
okay. Thank But I really like that song. The reason why I like her as an artist, because I love how she is managing education and career, music career and
Right.
education. I absolutely have so much respect for that. And it's so much that the music artists or just people go through every day with their personal and their career and how they manage it all. They bring it all together. And I love how she incorporates that in her music. She's like not afraid to tell people, I got this degree and this, and I'm going to college and I'm doing this. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
It speaks to your whole brand and just you as a person. So I get that.
Thank you.
So, um, my anticipated list. I've been getting suggestions from y'all every week, and I appreciate it. But there's only so much music one person can listen to. Um, so my first one is it's a pop, it's a bop, it's a summer song, and I've also mentioned this artist before. Is Tai Verdes, and the song is A-OK, and it's just a song for if you're ever feeling down and you need your spirit
Know
to
that
be
song.
lifted back up. One of the reasons that I like Tai Verdes a lot is because he still gets on Omegle and plays his songs for anybody that pops up. And I just think that's super dope of an artist to take time out of their day to just one, it's an easy way to spread awareness of your music. Two, it's almost like you get a mini personal concert and you don't have to pay for it. I just think that's super dope. Number two is going to be Pray for Real by Peter CottonTale. And it's also featuring Toby Lou and Chance the Rapper. Peter Cottontail was one of the producers on Chance's first mixtape, 10 Day. And he produced this whole album called Catch. The whole album is great. There's another song on the album called When I Get There. It's got PJ Morton, it's got Jeremiah, it's got Jamila Woods. But Pray for Real is the one that made it to the music moment.
Mm.
And it speaks more on of your mindset, who you lean on, what you lean on, and I just like the message behind the song. And then last but not least, the new song produced or curated by Silk Sonic with Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak, called Skate. And it's a 70s theme. I can imagine myself being in the 70s with an afro, with a psychedelic shirt, with bell bottom pants at the skate center every time I listen to this song. And I don't feel like I can describe it any other way but that.
Okay, that's pretty dope. I like that. I'm actually going to check out your playlist.
Please do. And hopefully I will in the future, I'll curate all of these songs together, put it on Spotify as a playlist, and then everybody can just run through the whole thing. You don't have to go and search for it.
Creative.
This last segment that we're going to get into is called the Final Four. Each week, every time I have a guest, I ask them the same 4 questions, and you can try to answer them as honestly as possible. Some you may not be able to answer, but that's fine. So, number 1, what is one habit that you are currently trying to break?
One habit that I am currently trying to break. I'm going to say the habit of excuses
Okay.
and procrastination. I guess they kind of go hand in hand, but yeah, I'm
What
gonna have to do
excuses
that.
do you feel like you're making for yourself right now?
Well, like even with the gym, like me missing my morning window and still having the rest of the day not to go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've been having excuses, just tons of them. Like some of them are relevant and some of them aren't.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like, a lot of my friends do miss me. Like there's a lot of things going on in my friends' lives that they want me to come and be a part of with them. And I mean, I can always put on my mask and go, but I just, I just feel like I have excuses and I need to stop because, I love my friends. I need to stop. I need to get out and see them
Okay.
with my mask on. But that's a good reason. I don't know if that's really an excuse. I think that's very relevant, but yeah. Um, Excuses. I'm going to talk a little bit more on procrastination because I know you said one thing, but
Mm-hmm.
procrastination. Say like I check the mailbox, for instance, and there's something that I need to fill out and get it sent back. I'll put it to the side and I'm like, I'm going to fill that out later when I actually have time right now to do it. And I procrastinated on it and I didn't do it. And then that deadline comes rolling by and
Mm-hmm.
I did not do what I was supposed to do. So I'm gonna fix that. That's something that a habit that I'm trying to break, and I'm going to break that habit. I
There's a
have to get
little
back to the old me.
there's a little tip that my therapist gave to me in regards to procrastination, that if it doesn't take you more than 3 minutes to do it, go ahead and do it. And if you can remember that anytime you have to do something but you feel like you don't have time,
Yeah.
to just go ahead and get it out the way. I had to say that to myself to learn to start making my bed every morning, because it literally doesn't take more than 60 seconds to make your bed.
It
But
doesn't.
when you get home after a long day, you appreciate the fact that you took the time to make your bed, as opposed to coming
Mm,
home to
I agree with you.
something super messy.
I
Uh,
agree with you.
so the next question: what is one thing that you are struggling with this week and or this month?
Aside from the workouts, because that's something that I'm definitely, like I said, struggling with. But aside from that, because man, I just got to get, I still got the pregnant weight on me, and it's like I'm a little uncomfortable. Like when I walk, my legs are touching and they're rubbing and stuff, and I've never felt that feeling. And I'm jiggling and things, and it's not something that I'm used to.
Right.
Did you laugh? It's just
I'm
not a
sorry.
feeling that I'm used to, and it hurts. Like not hurt my heart, but it hurts. So when my stuff is slabbing together. But anyways, aside from that, um, I'm just kind of talking. So you're gonna have to ask me that question one more time because I just kind of lost track.
It's fine. I probably distract you a little bit with my laughing, but I apologize. What's one thing that you're struggling with this week and or this month?
You know what? Another thing that I'm struggling with this week, I am going to say, or you said it this month. I think that's you know what, Jacob, it's kind of a lot. It's multitasking.
Okay.
It's kind of a lot. Like I'm usually someone that can do this while I'm doing that and I get it all done. And I'm kind of like struggling with that.
Okay. That's
I,
perfectly
I, I
fine.
mean, I, I feel like life is just happening and, you know, I'm just swimming. I guess I'm swimming trying to get things done.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next question. What is one embarrassing thing that happened to you this month and or this year? You
Oh
can feel if
gosh.
you nobody likes answering this question.
I don't think that anything can be any more embarrassing than the things that I've already experienced. Nursing, I nursed my baby, and I guess I forgot to put in the breast pads. And I had milk seeping through, and I'm just walking around with this wet spot all on my boob. Like I don't know. I honestly, it's not hard for me to answer. I just cannot really be embarrassed by life anymore because I
Mhm.
look at it, I'm like, it is life, and I'm living. It is life. I just cannot be embarrassed.
Okay.
I don't know how to be.
And then the last question: what is one thing that you would tell your 15-year-old self to do, looking back on your life now, because you're the only person that knows how you thought and what you thought?
Listen to your mama. Listen to your mama. Like, my mom, parents, they try to set us up for success, whether it's relationship advice, financial advice. Um, just listen to your mom. I feel like I listened to her and I've done things accordingly and I dodged a whole lot of situations. But sometimes you got to kind of read in between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
When your mom or your parent, your guardian, whoever's spitting knowledge to you, sometimes you just got to read between the lines.
Yeah.
And I don't know really how to explain that. Do you kind of feel where I'm going with that? Read between the lines, like you have to decipher it a little bit more.
I get it a little bit, just because, not saying that most of your parents or your guardians are cryptic whenever they're giving you advice, but it does seem kind of vague whenever they give you the advice and you don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily know how to apply it. And I think that the application is where it gets lost in translation. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely.
All right. So we're getting towards the end of the episode. I'm gonna do
No.
a. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. uh, I'm gonna do a quick little commercial, and then I just like you to leave us with some closing thoughts and tell the people where they can find you at.
Okay.
As always, you can support the podcast by going to patreon.com/wave of the world. There are 3 tiers that you can support. You get access to the episodes early. You get early access to merchandise. You get access to unreleased merchandise that the regular people don't get. A couple little perks are with each different tier. Go check them out for yourself at patreon.com/wave of the world. You can also support by going to www.jacobsbodega.com. You can buy any of the merchandise on jacobsbodega.com. All the proceeds go back towards the podcast. And I'll switch it back to you, Teashea.
All right. Well, guys, the words that I want to leave you with today, um, just try to find your happy place wherever you are in life. Try to maintain happiness. Like your mental state is very, very important. Spread love, lots of love to your family, to your friends, to the neighbors, to the strangers. Just be positive. That's what I can say. Um, I feel like the world could use more kind people
Okay.
and we can love a little more. And you guys can find my clothing line at www.318collection.com. And you guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Teashea White, first name, last name.
Thank you again, Teashea, so much for being my guest. I'm sorry that I made you tear up at the beginning,
Yeah.
but I'm thankful that you're here, and I'm glad that you got to share a little bit of your story with my audience. And with that, I will see you all next time on another edition of the Wave of the World podcast.
Thanks for having me.